Hey everybody, this is Doug Kenney from Stories from Motorsports, and today we have Robb Holland with us. Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good, Doug. How you doing?
Doing fabulous. Where are you at the moment?
In lovely sunny Denver, Colorado. Just enjoying the nice day.
That's great. Tell everybody a bit of what you're known for.
Well, that's a long one. I started off as actually a professional bicycle racer back 20 years ago. It's actually 30 years ago now. And was in that for a bit. And then, oddly enough, made the switch to racing cars. Spent a bunch of years in what is now the SRO Championship. Back then it was called World Challenge. Did a stint with the factory Dodge team and then the factory Volvo team. Won a few races and did really well for the Manufacturers Championship for both of those. But when the Volvo program ended, headed over to Europe and spent some time in the FIA World Touring Car Championships and British Touring Car Championships. Also did some time at Pikes Peak where we had the front-wheel drive record, and now we're running a team in the SRO Championships in GT4 where we had 8 wins, 4 poles last year, but ended up second in the championship. So been around doing this for quite some time.
That's amazing. I think I first saw you race in Nashville in 2021 in GT America, I believe.
Yeah, we did that. It was a good run for us, the Mustang. With the good years, the BOP I don't think was quite in our favor, but I managed to get a couple podiums there in 21, and then won on a hot streak in 22 and 23, and we had 4 wins out of 4 races there. So they started calling me Mr. Nashville later on. So clearly I'm going to miss that race.
Yeah, Robert Stout was just as dominant in the Stadium Super Trucks in that series there.
Yeah, Robert's a real talent. He's a good buddy of mine, and we go way back in touring car days. And yeah, he's done a great job in the Super Trucks, and it was fun to be able to, 1, catch up with him again, but also 2, watch him dominate the field at Nashville. He did a great job.
Yeah, he won the second Stadium Super Truck race that I saw in Nashville. That was a big weekend for me personally because I got exposed to other divisions of racing aside from NASCAR because I was a devout NASCAR fan for a number of years.
Yeah, it's funny. We get a lot of people that are like that. When I was with Dodge back in 2005, 2006, they had me doing a lot of work when they were still involved with NASCAR. So I would go and do a bunch of media stuff. And it was amazing how many people that were just devout NASCAR fans didn't really know about sports car racing or touring car racing or anything like that. It was nice to be able to be there and kind of open up a few people's eyes to everything else. So it was cool that you were able to make it out to Nashville and see a few other variations of motorsport.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. That was unquestionably, I would rate that possibly even higher than my upcoming international trip to the United Kingdom. Like, so far, no vacations I've taken have topped that weekend for me personally as far as fun.
Yeah, well, Nashville was a blast. That was such a great circuit. I'm really sad to just unfortunately see it go, but that's kind of how racing circuits go in the city. Is that they've got a short lifespan, so you got to enjoy them while you can. But I can tell you from experience, racing over in the UK was an absolute blast, and the fans and the people there were absolutely phenomenal. So I think you're definitely in for a treat when you head over.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the UK, and I'm really glad I'm going to be going there real soon. But so far, nothing has topped Nashville, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, no, trust me, it's going to be hard. I mean, I one of my favorite things to do in motorsports is racing street circuits. And, I've had the fortune to run, a lot of them. We ran here at Denver my rookie pro year, so that was cool. And St. Petersburg, I've done a bunch. And Long Beach is one of my favorites, which we'll hopefully get a chance to do this year. And then the granddaddy of them all, Macau, I had a chance to run that a few times, and so I've been very fortunate. But Nashville was special. I mean, especially that first year, there was just tons of spectators, and the energy there was just off the charts. And so to be able to go there and and be on the podium and get the wins and the records that we did was awesome. So I can fully understand why you're in love with Nashville.
Yeah, it was absolutely fabulous. Hopefully they'll have a street race out in Phoenix one day.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. I mean, you got to do it in the time of the year where you guys aren't 800 degrees. But I think that Phoenix and Scottsdale area. I mean, there's such a good car culture there. I think that that'd be really well received. Especially, you look at all of the car related events you guys have out there. I think if they could tie something in around the same time, I think that would be pretty cool.
I agree. So, just curious, I believe you're one of the few African American drivers in racing. Is that right?
Yeah, as far as I know. I mean, we've got obviously Bubba Wallace, who's been doing a great job. And that's been really great to watch him have that success in NASCAR. Yeah. We've got a lot of young talent coming up. I kind of fell into this weird period where, we had kind of, had Bill Lester that was doing some NASCAR stuff. But then there was just kind of I guess a hole for a bit in terms of African Americans involved in motorsport. That's where I kind of did most of my career from 2005 until, still competing. But it's been really great in the past few years to see this young generation coming up. Miles Rowe has done an amazing job winning the F2000 Pro Championships and now moving up to Indy Lights and, qualified, I think, on the front row and ended up 5th or 6th in St. Pete. So I think, he's a really, really, really good talent to be, keeping an eye on. And, there's a bunch of other guys that are coming up. So it's really super exciting to see. I'm really happy about all that.
Yeah, I agree. I personally think racing should be for everybody. Women and men and even African American, no matter what race you are, it should be for everyone.
Yeah, and it is, and I think it's just now, I think a lot of it is really a lot of guys didn't have a pathway into it, didn't know how to get involved, and and maybe didn't feel 100% comfortable in taking the lead and being involved. So, I've done what I can to kind of mentor a few kids and try to open the door and try to show people that, hey, look, it is for everyone. And, I've really had an amazing career and I've met some absolutely phenomenal people in the sport. And, so if I can help, open the door and hold that door open for the next generation of and it's all kids, like you just said, it's great. It's black kids, it's Hispanic kids, it's women, it's Asians, it's whoever we can, open the door to and show them what a great sport this is. The way I look at it is it's increasing the pie. If you start bringing in a lot of diversity into motorsports, then they're going to bring in their sponsors and a group of people that are going to follow them. And I think that just makes the pie bigger for everybody. And so I really want to do what I can to help out in any way. Yeah.
And I think Darrell Wallace Jr., Bubba Wallace, was definitely a big part in that social change because I really admire the fact that he's not backed down from racing in spite of all the criticism against him. And winning all those races, with 2311 racing, I'm really impressed with how he's grown.
Oh, me too. I mean, it's a path that every driver has to take in terms of, there's you can't just come in as a rookie and dominate. There are only a few guys that can do it, and I think Bubba's done a great job in growing, and slowly but surely, being more and more competitive. And the fact that he made it into the chase last year, I think, was great. Obviously didn't go great for him, but at the same point in time, it shows progression. It shows that, I think sooner rather than later, he's going to be, a force to be reckoned with in NASCAR. And, the way I always look at it too is that, you have your fans, you have your detractors. I mean, that's all drivers, and it's unfortunate. I don't want anyone not to like me. I'm out there really enjoying myself, having the pro career that I've had. And, hopefully I have more fans than I do detractors, but you can't make everybody happy. And so I think you just kind of have to shrug your shoulders and ignore the haters and focus on the people that appreciate what you do.